Have you ever wanted to make your own organic candy? Today, we're going to make toasted coconut chocolates. Hey everybody, this is Deb from Just Do Something Homestead, and today I'm sharing one of my mom's favorite recipes. She would make this every single Christmas. Now, back in the 70s, this was not made with organic ingredients. It was simply made with chocolate bars and coconut. But we are going to make some real food today. When I say this is the easiest recipe in the world, it truly is. You have two ingredients. First one, you're going to want some unsweetened flake coconut. And the next one is organic chocolate bars. Now let's say you cannot find organic Hershey chocolate bars. What you could use instead is semi-sweet chocolate chips, and these are also organic. Let's talk a little bit about organic Hershey's chocolate bars. I ordered these from Amazon, and what I want you to do is be really careful when you do that. I had ordered several cases because I knew I wanted to make some candy, and I like to eat them once in a while for my lunch, or I should say with my lunch, not for my lunch. And the first two cases came perfectly fine. An entire case, it was in this box, it is not expired, it was sealed, and they were perfect. But then the next ones came, and they had put these into an envelope and stuck them in my mailbox, and they were smashed. But the big thing that really got my attention, they weren't in a case. And when I turned it over and I flipped this up to check the date, it had no date. And so I knew something was wrong. And so I contacted the company that sent them to me, and it was a long process, but I was able to get my money completely returned. So be careful when you order on Amazon. For the most part, you get quality products just like you asked for. And if your family likes almonds, this is a wonderful recipe where you can chop up some almonds and add that as well. But we are going to make these today with just chocolate and coconut. Some other things you need. First one is a baking sheet. Now you may notice this is stoneware, and I love to use stoneware. If you are not familiar with it, it looks like it's dirty. It is not. This is very well seasoned. Perfect for doing anything like making candy in your oven. Once you start cooking it, it's going to melt, and you're going to need something to stir it. I like a flat bottom spoon. And the last things I have is a cookie sheet that I'm not going to bake on. I have placed a piece of parchment paper on it, and then I have a small scoop, and this is about a tablespoon will fit into this scoop. What I use this for is I like the metal one because once I have put all my candies on here, I'm going to stick this in the freezer, and that will help them to solidify a little bit faster. All right, let's get started. Now I'm going to use about 4 ounces of organic coconut, and what that means is 1/2 bag. This one is unsweetened only because I feel that the candy is sweet enough, but if you want to use sweetened, you may certainly do that. You're just going to spread this onto your baking sheet. So dump it all on there. It's so super easy to do. And the first thing we're going to do is toast this coconut. And for the first few years that I did it, they just weren't as good as my mom's. And I couldn't figure out why. When she said to toast it, she meant to really toast it, to get it brown, to stir it around so almost every piece was crispy. And that is the secret. So what I'm going to do is stick this into my oven and put it under the broiler. I'm going to broil this about 3 inches under the heat. And so I go up here to broil, and it is on high, and start. Now when you are broiling, you want to keep that oven door open. Now I have it wide open right now, but you can also swing it shut. But with this coconut, you need to stand directly next to it and make sure it's not getting too brown. You will know it's browning if you see a little smoke or steam coming up very quickly. So stand right here, stir it, pull it out often, and slowly it's going to turn a crispy brown. While this is browning, I just want to wish everybody a wonderful Merry Christmas. This one really snuck up on me this year. I've been busy with teaching and homesteading and everything else that's involved with it, and wow, it's almost Christmas. And what you see is it's just starting to brown on top. Now I am standing right here. See how it's steaming or gently smoking? That's how you know that it's cooking. You want to keep stirring this up. also turned my pan completely around because it does get darker in the back first. And this is my coconut. It's all nicely brown. There's still a little white to it. I found that if you try to get the entire thing brown, then the ones that are brown right now are going to end up burning. So this is nice and crispy. That's the other thing. And a lot of it has to do with smell. You can just smell the toasted coconut. It is fantastic. So right now I'm going to spread it out so it's pretty even across my pan. I'm going to open up these candy bars and lay them on top of the toasted coconut. There's no exact science to how many chocolate bars to use. These are 1.55 ounces. That will come out to about, 6, 7, 8, about 9 ounces total. I've often used the great giant size bars. So what I've learned is if you like a lot of chocolate and a little coconut, just add more chocolate. So what I'm going to do is stick this again under the broiler, but this time on low. This time you're looking for the chocolate to melt. You don't need to stir it while it's in there. You are just watching it to see it melt. And when it's soft enough, you bring it out. And this is what it looks like. I took a fork just to make sure that it was melted all the way through, and it is. That took less than a minute for the chocolate bars to get soft. The coconut took about 2 minutes to toast. And next you're going to stir it all together. So just keep on stirring it so all the coconut is covered in chocolate. I am always amazed how certain smells can take you back in time. And when I smell this baking in the oven or cooking in the oven, browning, I am immediately thrown back to my childhood and my mom's house. You are almost done with this recipe. At this point, you're just going to scoop it up, come over to your baking sheet, turn it over. I like to push it down just a little bit and lift. And what you're going to have is just a little ball like that, and it is perfect. If you want those little pieces all stuck together, you can push it in with a fork, but I just leave it like that. And I have the first tray finished. Now you can either stick it out in a freezer, stick it in a refrigerator, or often I'm making these around Christmas and it's cold outside and I can just set it in my garage or out on the back porch. I'm putting mine in my freezer. It's only going to take about 10 minutes. I may leave it for about 15 just to make sure they are solid. My 4 ounces of coconut and 6 candy bars made 30 coconut drops. And this recipe only took about 15 minutes from beginning to end. So you can do batch after batch of these, and it is so, so simple. Instead of scooping them onto a plain baking sheet, what you can do is use your mini muffin pan. And what I've done in the past, I put the little papers in there and I scoop them right into that. That gives a little bit nicer display if you're giving them as a gift. It is time to clean up my spoon and my baking pan. They are so good. And oh my goodness, right as I was finishing up that video, the post office just delivered my mail. And what do you think was in my mailbox? It is another package of organic chocolate. It's not in the case, and they think that this is going to deliver okay without being smashed. Let's take a look. Well, looks like I'm going to be making another return. First off, they are completely smashed. There is nothing left of that. That's how they all are. That's how it was when I got the first shipment. They're all broken. And what's even more concerning is, look at that. There is no date. So either they have removed the date, or it is so old that it was before they started to mandate a date be added to that. Decided to open one up, and they are old. You can tell that. I don't know if they're sticking it in the mail because they are old, because they don't have the cases, but either way, I have another return. So exactly what I was telling you about in the middle of this video is to be very cautious. We all want to buy organic, and it is so difficult to find. I just don't understand how I can order from the same person, the same seller, and some of them are coming from New York, and some of them are coming from New Jersey. It's the same seller, and some are sending the case, and some are sending me old smashed chocolate. Alrighty, first batch is finished, and because I put it on parchment paper, it literally just lifts off of there. No problem at all. And so they are ready to either package to give as Christmas gifts or to eat. Let me show you one of these close up. Oh my goodness. And they are perfect. Oh my goodness. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye-bye.